Welcome to my life. It's picking up things and dropping them off. I went after these, which are stickers with letters on them, but I came home with these. This roll right here is 1 mile, just short of 5,249 feet of 14-inch wide copper foil with PVC backing. Where are those shoes? This happens a lot in my world. All right. Who is it?
It's Ken from Design at Scale.
What's the secret password?
Creative reuse.
Oh yeah, come on in.
Excellent, thank you. Hey fans, I'm here with my friend Grant Cothran of ReCraft GVL. Grant is the director. And Grant, could you tell us a little bit about where ReCraft came from?
Sure, yeah, thanks for having me, Ken. ReCraft Creative Reuse Center is a creative reuse center. We connect creative people with reused and reusable material. The idea came from when I walked into a creative reuse center in Durham, North Carolina, and I was like a kid in a candy store. It was all of these cool things, bins and barrels and baskets full of random, odd parts and pieces, loose parts, I guess you could say. And it inspired my creativity to make, to upcycle things, and I could see from people around me that it was also inspiring them, so I decided to start one of our own here in South Carolina. The first thing that we do is we really collect stuff from around the community. We're trying to get high quality reusable stuff. It's usually all ages friendly, so that means it's clean. It's not gonna, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not rusty or anything like that. I used to be known as a little bit of a dumpster diver myself because I like making found art. I like upcycling, but found art is not the art of perfection. Found art is the art of resourcefulness, and that means finding quick and novel ways to overcome a challenge or a solution.
Wow, okay.
So what I've kind of tried to do is open a dumpster that's really accessible to the whole community, without the yuck, without the bad smells, without any danger associated with it. So we get to the good stuff that people no longer love before they actually toss it in the dumpster. Most businesses are happy to give you stuff, and people also donate stuff to us from their houses. So you have that project, you bought 100 googly eyes, you needed 4, now you have 96 googly eyes left over. Where are you supposed to take those?
Got it.
Exactly. We collect it, we sort it, we put it back out in a way that's really appealing and kind of encourages people to think artistically and creatively.
Well, we need more of that in this world, I think. So, having said that, on your beautiful periodic table of reuse, I don't see googly eyes. What is?
They're right there.
Oh my! I need to use my googly eyes a little bit better. So, since we're on the subject of your periodic table of reusable elements, can you tell us about this? What is this?
Well, this started as a way to share with people the kinds of things that we accept as donations. A lot of people, they kind of get the concept like, okay, so sounds like you want some like art supplies and things like that. And it's like, yes, we definitely want art supplies. We also want all this other stuff. It was a visual way, I'm a very visual person, to show the kinds of things that we want. The actual periodic table is a chart, not just a list, a chart, visual representation of all of the elements on planet Earth, all of the possible things you can use to construct the world around us. And that's kind of what we think of our periodic table of creative reuse. These are all the things you can expect to find around your house. You might not have all of them, but if you put 10 houses together, maybe 20, it would be a pretty cool scavenger hunt. You probably could find all these things. These are the kinds of things that tend to take up space in craft closets, in junk drawers, in the attic, and we find them, and instead of throwing them away, I don't mean we, I mean you at home, people don't usually throw them away right at first because they realize it has value, but these aren't materials that are readily recyclable. Thrift stores don't usually want these kinds of things. So what do we do with them? We throw them in the junk drawer. We say, hey, I don't know what this key goes to, but maybe we can use it later. I've got that one wheel off that chair that doesn't work anymore. Maybe I'll hold on to it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Crayons. You know, I've never seen a crayon die a natural death. So like everybody's got that box of like half-used crayons somewhere. And what we do is we put it together, and we want to show people that this is all usable material that you can use right at home.
Grant, thank you for walking us through the periodic table of reuse. I would love to see the rest of ReCraft, if you wouldn't mind showing me.
Absolutely.
And all of us at home.
Let's go. So we've set up ReCraft Creative Reuse Center kind of like a craft store, but with all stuff that's been diverted from landfill. When I say this stuff has been diverted from landfill, I don't mean that it actually went in the dumpster where we pulled it out of the trash. People instead gave it to us, made a choice to try to give it a new life and inspire others. So everything from bottle caps, silly string caps, t-shirt scrap, more bottle caps here, some old stamps from a stamp collection in someone's attic. Here's some plastic packaging that came off of something that was ordered from the home, regular creative artistic supplies like yarn, and puzzle pieces. Puzzles are a really great example of the kinds of things that can be used for artistic expression. Let's say you go to your game closet and you've got all these board games and you've got that puzzle, you put it together, and when you were done with it, you took that one piece, you don't know quite where it went, but you know it's missing, you still put the puzzle away. Well, it's not really much good as a puzzle anymore, is it? But you still have 999 of these beautiful, colorful little pieces. You could use them as a mosaic. You could build like Lincoln logs out of them. They have endless uses. And what we're doing with creative reuse is we're not thinking of these as puzzle pieces anymore, because it's no longer a puzzle. We're thinking of them as raw material for artistic expression. If you notice, all of these things are all kinds of different colors, textures. Some of them are thinner and thicker, bendable. Some of them are not. All of them have different qualities, and when you're thinking about them as raw materials for an artistic project, you want to think about what kinds of interesting properties they bring to your project.
So we're here at Synergy Mill in Greenville. That's where ReCraft is. Synergy Mill is a makerspace, and they have tons and tons of tools. Grant, can you tell us a little bit about tools in terms of being a maker?
Sure, absolutely. And Synergy Mill is awesome. A lucky few people have every tool under the sun for exactly what they need. Synergy Mill has welders and routers and CNC machines, laser cutters, 3D printers, every tool for the job. We also have a makerspace just for like crafting tools. We have a library just for that. But people also have tools all around their house, sometimes tools they don't even expect. My great-grandmother used to say, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. And that applies to materials. It also applies to tools. You guys probably at Christmas, birthday, been given some kind of like a stencil like this. Like let's say you want the shape of an ice cream cone. Okay, well that's wonderful if you have an ice cream cone shaped stencil. But let's say you don't have this at your house. How else could you get that circle on top of the ice cream cone you're looking for? So look around your house for all kinds of things. You might find that you have a stencil that works, or you might have to get creative. This is a bike gear. I'm not saying you should actually take the gear off your bike, but this thing has some really cool patterns and shapes on it, right? Or more simply, if you're just trying to get a circle, you might use a can or a bottle from your kitchen, something like that. So you can look all around you for the shapes you're trying to build and use that as the start of building your own stencil. And that's true of all kinds of other tools as well.
Oh, so maybe now would be a good time to talk about resources.
Absolutely. Well, there's all kinds of really great books out there that show you what other people have done to recycle, upcycle, creatively reuse stuff from around your house, from common junk. So I love looking at like books, and libraries have lots of these things. You can also just go into Pinterest and like just type in these keywords, right? So upcycle, creative reuse, DIY, loose parts is another one. One of my favorite parts about running a creative reuse center is seeing the crazy cool things that people create. So we have these like styrofoam packing peanuts, and a couple weeks ago, this guy was just playing with them. You never know what materials are gonna like speak to a certain person, and a little while later, he created this very anatomically correct pan. I mean, I never could have dreamed that. It came from his imagination. And that's the best part about art. It's so personal, but it connects us all.
Absolutely. I always put resources back where I found them.
Good idea.
And help others put stuff back where I found them. Even though I didn't use those books, I helped them by moving things.
Oh, are we done putting stuff away? Let's get to the fun.
You do too much. So now that we can jump into this, are we jumping into the dumpster, or what are we doing here?
No, you should not literally jump into the dumpster or even the recycle bin, although you might find some cool stuff in your recycle bin. You're about to go on a scavenger hunt all around your house, finding that cool, unused, unloved stuff. Exactly. Your prime spots to find it are that closet that nobody goes into, that drawer that's hard to open. Yeah, the places that your parents say bad words, like when they open the door or drawer, that's the drawer. And a good strategy is to tell your parents that you actually want to help do some spring cleaning and organizing of the house, because you're going to be finding some materials that they don't really care about. They'll be happy to have them get gone.
Right.
Okay, so you opened up the door to that closet, you take out the stuff that you know that your family wants, and like, you know, that's off limits, right? You're going to take all the unloved stuff, and you're looking for three kinds of materials in general. First, the accoutrement.
Ooh, fancy.
We might just say artistic stuff.
Oh.
And that's your, I also just call it space junk. That's your stuff in the middle of this chart here, right? Your googly eyes, your sparkles and bling, your broken mirror, broken pair of glasses, the key that doesn't go to anything anymore, right? The one wheel, the spool, the CD, if you guys know what those are. All right, next you have your bases. Your bases are going to be things like things you can write on, right? So that's paper, that's cardstock. You've also got books, big heavy things you can like build your project upon, whether it's 2D or 3D. And then the third category is connectors. This can be the trickiest of the three categories. We've got some connectors over here. Think glue, tape, but also pipe cleaner, yarn, string, coat hangers, right? All kinds of crazy things. So artistic stuff, bases, and connectors.
Great. Excellent. I think that's a great place to start. Everybody has that drawer. Everybody has that closet.
Happy hunting.
Yeah. I just want to take this time to thank Grant. Do you have any closing thoughts for us?
Thank you. I really think that creative reuse is more important now than ever. Seeing the value in the things that we do have, the things that are all around us. We have this really cool sign here, and as you do complete your projects around the house, I want to remind you, the purpose is not to take things that are already being used. The point is to find a use for the things that would have been wasted.
Thank you so much, Grant.
Thank you. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.
Me too.